start?
You can smoke. I don't care.
Okay.
Hey guys, it's your boy Pat. Welcome back to the next episode of the Hollow Down Cigar Lounge. We got two of the OGs, Chad and Justin, down here helping me welcome in our good friend James Garcia from BL Luxuries or Harrisburg Beer N Cigar. What's up, dude? Welcome back.
How are you three doing today?
Fantastic.
And it's been a minute. I mean, Pat, obviously, in chat, I saw you guys at PCA. Justin, I think it's been about a year since we last did this, too.
I actually wasn't on the last one, but
I know that was my way of reminding you missed it.
Already offered the dogging. Okay.
Expect more where that came from.
Expect more.
Yeah.
There's plenty more coming from
I wouldn't
that.
expect anything less. I dig it. I dig it.
I love it, guys. How's everybody's Monday treating them?
Man,
Well,
like a Monday.
Yeah, as far as Mondays go, not too bad. But
I had to be an old man and get fitted for a sleep apnea mouthpiece today. So that's going on.
do you already have a machine?
Yeah, I'm too claustrophobic. I can't do it. You know what I mean?
But
I don't know if you guys
have a mask now and you don't like it.
Yeah, I had the nose thing. I had the mask. I couldn't do it. So I just got fitted for a mouthpiece. I'm going to try it out tonight. So that's what happens when you get to your 40s.
Well,
I probably should have got one 10 years ago, but
I pulled this up. So this is what, episode 91?
Yeah.
And
yes, sir.
I got my number right. It's been exactly 50 episodes because James came on with this episode 41.
There we go.
And that was February of last year. So a little over a year.
We are doing
that's
the
great
planning,
planning.
boys.
Thank you. Even numbers, 51. I love it. Or 50. I love it.
It was not planned. That's just how good we are, man. That's just natural.
he's so full of crap.
I am absolutely full of crap.
I wake up in the morning and piss excellence.
I'm not going there.
What movie is that from?
It's either
Tailgater Nights.
yeah.
What one?
Ricky Bobby.
Talladega Nights.
Ricky
Oh,
Bobby.
yeah.
Ricky Bobby.
So it's not a review show for you guys who are watching this. We got a couple things to talk about with our buddy James here, but it's still a cigar show. So we're going to do what we always like to do and tell everybody what we're smoking. So, Chad, since you're in the corner, you want to hit it up? What you got, brother?
I just finished an Adventura King's Gold Tooth, and I just lit a Sober Mesa and Cedros.
Ooh,
Shocking on that
Which
ADV.
I love this cigar.
I know. I said right before I hit the record, I feel like I should have worn my ADV hat, but I am smoking a Dunbarton today that came from BL. It's the Sin Compromiso Paladin de Saka.
Oh, I like that one too.
Haven't had one of the Paladins, and it felt like a great day to do it since that's where it came from.
James, what are you smoking?
I just lit up something new that arrived at the store today that I'm very excited about. It's a little fresh off the truck, but I think you three will recognize it. It is a brand new, got a little dirty, Queen's Pearl Tier in the 5-count packages that just arrived. So I am crushing. This is my second one. King's Gold is here too. So this is that's what I'm enjoying tonight with you guys.
So I know what my next purchase order will be.
We were just talking about in our group, like being curious about when these were actually going to officially drop somewhere that we can go grab. Well, that's where we're going.
So when will they be on your site?
They're on the site now. I made sure before I got on here, I would, like, you guys wake up and piss excellence. I don't. I admit that. So I was like, if I'm going to get on a show with guys that love Adventura, I should have my shit in order. So,
all right.
I skipped lunch. Yeah, I skipped lunch to have this.
Let's stop the live, delete this so nobody knows, so we can get our fill, and then we'll re-record so then everybody can order after that.
I'm sure there's plenty, Justin. I'm sure
there's I am smoking the H. Upman Vintage Cameroon. It's my first time having this.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a sleeper.
I got this from my buddy, and it's got a nice open airy draw like me and Chad like. It's just such an easy pull. And
I don't know if you got that.
I don't know if you guys saw what I was soft flame lighting, like I like to do, but I was using this guy that I got at BL Luxuries.
Oh, that's right.
The Hubbard.
Wasn't there a warranty story behind that too?
Well, not warranty story, but I got this lighter and it didn't work. I don't know what was wrong with it. And I sent it to James, and James was like, no problem, just send it back, we'll exchange it. But he didn't do that. He just let me keep both lighters instead. He was like, here, there's a replacement. If the other one works, the other one works. So shout out to you.
It just costs too much to send it back, I'm being honest, right? Like,
yeah.
Justin, you and I know that's a very affordable lighter in the market space right now.
Absolutely. James, get a close up on that.
Yeah, me to get it and then send it back to them and then send me get it fixed, replaced. I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, this is just keep it. Because it is a great lighter. I really do like it.
It is cool.
It is.
Yeah, very nice.
You still have those then on the site?
Yeah, we still sell a good amount of them because it's like I said, right? It's affordable. It's got the soft. It's got the single jet. It does a lot, and it looks pretty badass, right?
The tanks.
Go ahead, Justin.
I said the tank's pretty decent on it too. I have to fill it up maybe every 2-3 days.
I was going to complain about it. I think the tank is really small.
Well, I only use it for soft flame. I don't use it for touch ups. I mean, I can, but
I know who that is.
I was about to ask.
That's Brad Farnham. What's up, Brad?
Chatty Waddles.
B-Rad.
Yeah. So I was just gonna say before, I didn't mean to cut you off, Justin, but
okay.
I love having a nice lighter, but I don't like carrying a nice lighter. So I'd rather have something that's affordable and nice looking than if I bang it up, I bang it up. And
you got the best of both worlds right here.
Yeah.
And I get compliments on this all the time. They're like, man, what kind of lighter is that? DuPont? And I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm cheap. I'm a big guy, man.
I always have one of those on me, no matter what.
Bics they're just reliable. I mean, like, I've got a little cheap single torch that I keep in my pocket. I've got a couple of these, like Chad's saying, if I'm throwing it around, I don't care. But I've also got my good one, and I don't know if this camera, I mean, this thing's, I don't know if that's going to show. It's pretty beat up. That used to, oh, there's a good shot. It beat the hell up.
Yeah.
But it's got a good tank on it, so, you know.
I thought that was a 3-stick humidor when you first showed it so big. Jeez Louise.
That's
Well,
the Lotus, man.
That's the
Yeah,
Lotus.
these are I like
Cigar
these
rest on it.
these cheap paleos is what I use. They're 10
You can't go
bucks,
wrong with
man.
that.
Single flame.
Mhm.
They're just and they always light. And they
Yeah.
have a
Well,
huge tank. That's why I
I
like
will confirm on the second screen over here that James is correct. The Queen's Pearl and Tear and Golden Tooth in the tin is on the website. So,
So
y'all should go
let's
get
see
some.
if James knows.
Oh God.
I know what you're asking. Go for it.
We discussed this on one of the episodes recently, but so the tooth and the tear are actually shorter than the King's Gold tooth that they originally came out with,
Correct.
half-inch shorter. And I talked to
Yep.
Marcel about that at PCA. I was like, what are you going to do with all the stock you have? Like, are you going to chop a half-inch off all your King's Gold teeth?
Why not?
Well, I think they probably will push out what's in market, but like my point to him was is that if I want to get one of those tins and then refill it with my own out of my box, I can't.
Correct.
So the current ones I have, I'm gonna have to literally take a steak knife to the and take the half-inch off or whatever.
Well,
So, like,
it's you. It's you, Chad. Henderson will probably make your own little package just for you.
Well, the question we had was, yes, they already have the 4-inch variant, the original tear or the original tooth. So going forward, and I should have messaged Nicole or any one of them and asked them, and I didn't do that, is we're curious, like going forward, are they going to have two slightly different formats, or are they going to adjust all of the like bundled and otherwise boxed versions to 3.5-inch so you can refill the new tins?
I think what Marcel was leading to was that the new production will be 3.5 inches, and
yeah, that's what I
old production will just work its way through the system basically.
Yep.
But the new stuff they produce is going to continue to be 3.5 inches.
That's what I was wondering. I wasn't 100% sure, and I should have verified because I had a feeling we'd bring it back up at some point. Didn't realize James was going to like bust our balls and tell us that he's got them already, so now we're going to have to go spend money. But
no, you know, I know, what a shame. I'm sorry, guys. It's just I mean, we're all in the same boat, right? We love Adventura, we love Henderson, we love Nicole, we love Marcel. So
right,
stuff like this, it's weird. I'm on a big and Pat, you know this because of the club boxes the last couple months. I'm on like a short cigar kick right now. I got enough feedback. Yeah, I got enough feedback from club members. They're like, hey man, these little ones are really like perfect, hitting the spot. We didn't quite realize they were out there on the market. Most stores don't want to take a chance on really small cigars.
Yep.
And so I've been throwing them in. I've been trying to find more to keep up with it because I just have enough people saying, hey, can you get more of these smaller cigars? And obviously, you guys probably got them too, but we got teased about these around the holidays. They sent these out to all the elite accounts. Hey, thank you for your guys' continued support, blah, blah, blah. Be on the lookout for these. So when I saw them at the show, I was like, oh, we have to get them. I'm on a short kick. And I don't know, man, I really like the 3.5. And this Queen's Tear is smoking better than I thought it would. It's really flavorful, really smooth, very creamy. It's pretty damn good, man. I'm really impressed by it. Not that I shouldn't be impressed, but it's exceeding my expectations.
Well, the short ones. Hey, what's up, Freddie? What's up, dude? The short ones. It doesn't matter what cigar. Why it's careful is like we obviously know that the Queen's Pearl is a great Connecticut cigar, but anytime you go super small, there's the risk if it's not consistent because the flame is so short to the cap, it can get too hot too quick, and it can, among some other things. So like it's a risk. That's why some people and I have a section in my electric humidor like of my daily grabs, like this little corner out there that I keep super short Robustos or petite Coronas or something like that, like in the little corner.
I love it. Good job, buddy.
You're welcome.
Words are hard, right?
I don't think James gets the joke yet.
He doesn't. I'll come back to that in a second. I'll explain.
All right.
I have this corner in there for because I live a mile and a half from work. So what I'll do is I'll take a little short one to work. So when I get off work, I'll smoke that little one. And about the time I get back to the house, about 10, 15 minutes in the driveway, and I'm done. So like I specifically keep a section for those super small cigars. So they definitely have a place in the rotation. And the last ones, and I can never.
Latelier.
Thank you. I can never pronounce that word.
Tatuaje.
No.
Yeah, the Roxy.
Yeah.
Yep. No, so it's Tatuaje, Latelier, Roxy. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Latelier, man. I'm gonna repeat it after you, and I'm gonna screw it up tomorrow. But
No worries, I got you.
The little Roxys, I mean, what they're like, pretty much like what you're smoking now. I mean, they were a great little cigar, and I smoked the natural. I've got the Maduro left. That's going to be after my next work shift, so that's coming next.
Yeah, the Maduro's the fan favorite of the two so far that I put in, but I felt it appropriate to put both in because over the course of almost 5 years with the Cigar of the Month Club now, we've done a lot of these, like we call them taste tests. It's two cigars, same guts, but the wrapper is different. And like we did it with the Foundation cigars when it was the Wise Men, when they came out the new blends, we had both the natural and the Maduro there. So I like giving you guys both options to really figure out which one you like better, rather than me forcing like, hey, you have to smoke the Maduro, when the reality is some people really like that natural one better. And so that's why we do that. It's like a nice little like taste test for you club members to figure out which one you like better.
And hey, you want to go back real quick and pull that box, James, and show it? Because one of the things we kind of skipped was if you open that up, in the bottom, there's a pack.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking about this. They were very mindful in the way they did that. They left a little spot for a Bovida pack, which I think is a great idea. Yeah, all James's cigars are broken now, but
only one.
Just one.
Chew them instead.
Nice.
So, and that thing is printed from corn, which is also amazing.
So I'm going to take it one step further, and it's really tough to see, but it doesn't, like, you can see it's etched out there. But what's really cool, and I like stupid things. I admit, I'm when you put attention to detail on things that I probably think most people would overlook, it's a stupid thing, but I appreciate the stupid thing. It's actually like lipped, so it slides in underneath of it, so it stays secure. Yeah, it catches. So it's actually
the lip of the pack
under it. Yeah, and like that's really cool. And it's not, I know it's 3D printed, so they can design it that way, but it's a really cool attention to detail that I really want to make sure the leadership team at Henderson, Nicole, Marcel
should have
get
done
credit
that for the cigars, so that when you held it up, they didn't fly out, right?
they only flew out when I flipped it, man, because the damn pack was stuck under the lip.
We talk about that all the time, the fine details in cigar brands, like Apostate, for instance, like super detailed. Every symbol, every letter has a meaning. Like, yeah.
Brandon's going to be at the store Wednesday. I'm excited to hang out with him a little bit. He's never been to the shop before, so it'll be fun. Normally we just see him at trade shows and we'll talk on the phone, but I'm excited to actually sit down with him and just, continue to learn, because I love that brand too, man.
They're having their second annual tour of the factory. But of course it's in November around my anniversary, so won't be going to that either.
Well, congratulations on your trip then.
Yeah.
Well, I will just explain the guys laughing at me, James, and you'll probably laugh at this too. So me saying petite, never. I know we never do this. Me saying petite Corona, right, is how the New World says that size and that word.
Right.
Well, for years, and I mean years, I said petit Corona because one guy, and I can't even remember who it is. So if you were to ask, I can't tell you. When I was learning cigars, taught me this, and apparently petit Corona is honest and legitimate, but in a very small region of Europe.
Okay.
And that's the old school English word petit before the E was added. Well, for longer than any of us have been alive, petite has been the appropriate word, which is what all the American brands and most of the New World brands do. And a lot of even the European brands now say petite. But I was saying petit, and every time I did, the guys were giving me absolute hell, as they should. And so I eventually corrected myself. And the last live show we did, I said petite Corona and gave no reference to this. And Ryan was on the show and lost himself laughing at me because it's still, they ragged on me for so long. So, got to make fun of yourself.
I love it, man. That's funny. So is it Davidoff or Davidoff to you then?
I say Davidoff because of how a rep said it to me the first time.
That's all I say. I mean, like, you guys are all seasoned smokers. You've done multiple lounges. You've traveled a lot of places. It's never going to be one way for about 100 different things in our industry. There's so many different ways to say it.
And
Very
and
true.
because, especially when you're talking about a product that is literally a global product, even if it's the same word, you have different pronunciations in different languages and idiomas, and I mean it is what it is.
I love it.
I'm glad you brought up your Cigar of the Month Club because I was going to bring that up just at some point anyway.
Yeah.
I've done many monthly clubs, and there are several good ones, but the one that I do monthly religiously is yours, which I started doing before I knew who you were.
Thank you.
Because of how you do it. And there's some shops, and I don't, this is not intended to throw shade because it has its place in the market, but some shops throw in the like extra stuff that hasn't sold the last 6 months. Here's a box because they want to get rid of product. And that's cool. It's got a place because you can still find things that you didn't know about. But I've always felt like you're a little bit more specific. You try to find the things that somebody either hasn't heard of, or every once in a while you'll pull something back on purpose from, it's not leftover inventory. It's something that you found that was from years back that you noticed people haven't been smoking. You're like, hey, let me pull this back and reintroduce it. I always felt like it's, and then you're talking about your tasting. I always feel like there's a little bit more purpose in how you go about choosing your cigars for your box.
Yeah.
And there have been very few, and I'm talking like maybe one or two that out of that I was like, not my jam, which is going to happen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Everything. But the way that it's presented and the way that you find everything, you always make sure the value point is above a certain level, no matter what your price is. It's, I don't know, I just appreciate it, and I think it's one of the better monthly clubs out there, to be honest.
Thank you. I mean, it's tough, right? Because you guys have been around a while. Clubs aren't new. We've been over 5 years with ours now, and we kind of entered mid to late in the game of Cigar of the Month clubs. So I think it afforded me the opportunity to really like look at peer and aspirational opportunities of, and I was a member of a number of them before myself, right? So like I said, I knew what I liked, I knew what I didn't like, and more importantly, how do I remain authentic to myself? Because at the end of the day, right, I don't want to be like too massive of an online store. I don't want to lose my ability to sit in a brick and mortar and talk to customers rather than just sitting at a desk staring at a computer screen. And I don't ever really get to know who Pat is, or if I saw Chad on a trade show floor, I wouldn't be able to recognize him, kind of situation. But there are, I mean, you said it, there are a lot of good clubs out there, right? That I just feel like I want to say that so people understand, like, I'm not going to throw shade on any of those clubs because they've all afforded me the opportunity to figure out how to grow ours and develop ours into something I really believe in, which is from day one, I have purchased every cigar for the club. It's never been leftover inventory from day one. So you nailed that on the head. And I think we've talked about that both privately and publicly on this before. It's never, I really want to move the cigar out of my humidor. Every 3 to 4 months, I'm purchasing cigars and try to stay ahead so that they're sitting in our humidor. They're resting a little bit. They're either out of the box or out of the package and they're really breathing properly. Or there's cigars like M. Bombay, which we've always been an M. Bombay store. We love Mel. I love his vision. I love his blends. I love what he's doing at his factory in Costa Rica.
You're the only reason I know about them because of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just when you look at what's different on the market, right? There's a lot of similar products on the market, right? We could probably sit here and name 20. Here's Mexican San Andreas wrapper over Nicaraguan binder and filler. We could go through that list and probably keep on going for the rest of the show. But when I look at Mel's stuff, the stuff, the Colombian, the Peruvian, the Ecuadorian leaves that he's using in that filler are different. But I've been lucky to have a good relationship with Mel where I'll purchase the last of something and I'll sit on it like I did in December when we put out Nika. Nika was discontinued in 2000. Yeah, that was discontinued in 2019. It's a $25 cigar, I think it is. And I've been sitting on that for 5 years. And it was just one of those moments. I was like, you know what? Today's a good month to use Nika. I didn't know when, but I was like, it's a holiday month. It's our December box. Let's celebrate the year. Or you want to start the new year with it. And I enjoyed that opportunity of being able to like, let's see how the cigar ages. It's been doing really freaking well. So I don't know, man. Like I enjoy the process because I'm a huge Hendrik Clay Warhawk fan. It's one of my favorite go-to cigars, even though it doesn't get a lot of love on the market anymore.
It is a really good one. I keep that one around some, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what the cigar I talk about the most when I talk about like what our club is, it's because that cigar is sub $10. It's a very good cigar. I'm not saying it's great. I'll never say it's great. It's just very good. But there's been so many, there's been 100, I don't know, 10,000 maybe new releases since then, and it just kind of gets shoved to the bottom of a humidor if they even carry it. But I believe in that cigar, and that's how we operate, right? I chase the limited editions for you guys because they're fun, but I also really want to try to find those things that this is what I smoke in my personal time that you may overlook because you're like, I don't want to smoke a Henry Clay. Henry Clay is boring. Although Henry Clay partnered with Tatuaje back in the day, right? They had the Henry Clay Tattoo, which was a huge hit. They couldn't make enough of it. But it's like, here's a big brand that worked with one of the most iconic boutique brands that our industry has ever had. And they produced a good cigar. So if they thought it was important to partner with them, I can at least put the brand in the Cigar of the Month Club that I love.
It was like you're talking about in Bombay. Was it last month, I think, or maybe the month before that you had the more the 2019?
Also, so that one was a little less. I mean, it was intentional, right? I didn't know he had it until he was like, hey, I rolled these in 2019. This was my last 2 raw before COVID. And so it really just sat there until he was like, okay, I'm going to come back. And so we had that for about a year.
Okay.
And so I've been sitting on that, using it. He still has some inventory left, but it was one of those, I bought it to sell and use for the club at some point in time. But it was the same thing, right? I don't know, man, it's really rare to find a brand that wants to sit on their product that long and let it age out and try to meet their expectations with that much of an investment, because that's a $22 cigar as well.
Right. We talk about that all the time. Companies are basically having you age their stuff now.
Yeah.
It's
more and more common every day.
It is, man. It's an ugly truth, Chad. I'm glad you said it. I'm trying to figure out what ugly truths I can say today and not say.
You can say whatever you want. We use a reference all the time. When you first time you came on, you're like, hey, what's the level of swear here? We're like, whatever.
This is American podcast, freedom of speech, baby.
I finally threw up that short not too long ago.
I know.
That often. It's absolutely hilarious.
What's the swear level? I think was the exact statement.
He's like, what's the swear level I'm allowed on here? And we're like, he's like, I'm gonna try to not use F-bombs, and we're like, it's okay. And then like 3 seconds later, what the fuck was I saying? It's like, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
I love it.
I put the Connecticut down, guys. I'm not gonna lie, I was done with it, but now I have the new edition.
I saw what you were lighting up before you.
Those are good.
Oh, speaking of Blue Eye Jack, I'm sure you've heard that they're coming out with that in the short Robusto format now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Which I am super excited about because Explorer Short Robusto is one of my favorite cigars.
Nice.
I agree.
I love that short Robusto format. Gil, what's going on, brother?
Gillian.
You on the show, and I saw Ray on the show just a minute ago.
What's up, guys? What's up, Ray?
Thanks for hanging out.
Yes, sir.
I
appreciate the little I could talk about the club all day, but we're not here for the club. We're here for something exciting.
We are.
No.
And so we'll throw this out there. So it is June. This is when we start our summer drive for Cigars for Warriors that we do on the channel and in the Facebook group. I always explain it this way because there may be somebody on the show that hasn't heard me explain this before. If you know Cigars for Warriors, you know the drill. If you don't, it is one of our favorite, if not the favorite of our donation charity style efforts. And Cigars for Warriors, all they do is they collect donations of cash and mostly cigars to send cigars, accessories to deployed or transition troops that don't have access to what we think is one of the best relaxation hobbies on the planet. And that is smoking a good cigar with good company. And there's a lot of places when you're deployed you may or may not have access to. So guys that are deployed can request care packages and CFW will send them to them. Most shops that support this are brick and mortar retail shops that have a donation box at the counter. You can bring in stuff, you can buy stuff, drop it in, and they send it. Since we are an online presence, obviously we cannot do that. So several years ago, just on a whim, we reached out to CFW and got approval to be partnered with them. You're not going to see us on the website because we don't have a retail location for them to post. So what we do is twice a year, we sponsor a drive. People will send us accessories, cigars, cash, and then at the end of that window, we send a big old fat care package to CFW. And our summer drive is for the months of June and July. And we've been blessed that people have wanted to help us make this a little fun. And this drive is being sponsored by our man, James, up here.
Hell yeah.
And so how that works, so we tweak it a little, Tom, so it's not the same thing. But in this case, everybody that donates just at least 5 cigars or $25 in cash gets an entry into a drawing that we do when the drive is over. And this time it's kind of fun for us because we have, and I'll throw these pictures up here. This is the pack that we're giving away. That is also an Ohana Nui pack. And of course, we threw some stickers in there for fun. But you've got 10 of the toasted marshmallow Maduro and 2 of the left-hander High Maka Maka. Both of those come out of the Ohana Nui family. And I think they're 2 great cigars that they put out. So everybody that donates is going to get a chance to win this pack here and try something you may or may not have had before. So that's a solid thanks to James for coming out. And it gave us an excuse to bring him back on the show, which we were going to do anyway.
I've told you guys, man, I'm probably the least exciting guest you have, but I appreciate you giving me the opportunity.
Oh, stop.
But
those
man, listen,
marshmallows are fire.
Oh my gosh.
Come on. I am honest, right? I'm not sexy. I'm really not that fun of a guy.
I don't know about that.
But I will say this.
Everybody loves a ginger ninja.
Oh, you have to. You have to, baby. Come on now. We rule the world. But Pat, you probably know I was going to do this anyway. You guys probably could have guessed, right? It is a 2-month promotion. And while you guys are not listed, everybody I talk to knows this is kind of your staple. This is one of your calling cards for good.
Right.
And so July, don't be surprised if you see another drop from us of here's more goodies, more giveaways for those that enter. And Justin may have mentioned the brand it's going to come from already. And there's a fun story behind it because it was how I first met the owner of this company. I wanted a cigar for the Cigar of the Month Club. I ran into them at a trade show. They didn't have a booth; they were just there. And I walk up, we're talking, and he jokes about this all the time. Like if he sees on the live, he'll probably make the comment about this. I walked up, I was like, "Hey, I really want to buy this cigar for my Cigar of the Month Club to use 4 months down the road." And he's like, "Okay, well, I only have X amount of bundles." I was like, "Cool, all right." He's like, "How many do you want?" I was like, "I want all of them." He goes, whoa, you can't buy all of them. I don't have any more in the production. I'll be out for 3 months. I was like, "Yeah, that's other stores' problem."
It's Brandon then.
So it was like he's like, "No, I can't sell it." I was like, "No, you can. You just don't want to. There's a big difference. You can do this. You can take our money. You can say you're sold out. And then you could really create a nice little momentum around the next release." And that's exactly what he did. So he sold out. We cleaned him out of this one line. We used it in a specific month. You will see that and other bundles from that company in July come up. So if you are wanting more as a raffle item, people, you will be getting more. And I promise you it will be worth the wait. However, Don't be shy now. Start early. I think Justin kicked everybody off with a nice $100 donation is what I saw.
Yeah.
Justin, thank you for doing that.
The other Justin. We got
Not
two.
me.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn it.
Justin Elliott.
So
I'm a dad on a budget.
Our other guy that was supposed to be here, and last minute life happened, had to pull out. Ryan, it's his brother Justin. So he kicked us off with $100 cash, which we don't always get cash. They also need that to help cover shipping costs.
They do, yeah.
People don't think about that.
Yeah, and they are not cheap right now. Shipping is a nightmare. You guys all know. But so there's more coming. So give early, give often, give what you can. Please support the troops. And Pat heard our story at PCA. Cigars for Warriors, we were involved from the beginning. Obviously, they have a really strong relationship with Drew Estate, and we do really well with Drew Estate. And so it was a natural segue. But when you look at their overhead, their corporate overhead, you look at what they don't take to be successful. You look at all the time that Storm, all the way down to their volunteers, give. We have our annual golf outing we do for the store, and two of the guys, they drive from New York to come down, volunteer their time, work the table to help talk about Cigars for Warriors, educate. And it's always been our number one fundraiser, the nonprofit we support behind the scenes, not behind the scenes, very publicly. We have the donation bin, we write checks, we give cigars yearly. So it really meant a lot to us that when you guys were doing this, I was like, oh, this is a very easy. It was to the point, like Nick, who most of you have not met, the guy here, he walked up to Pat, and Pat and I had been talking. He's like, what are we talking about? And Pat's like, "Oh, we're talking about your support of Cigars for Warriors." He's like, "Cool, love it, great. You guys do that, awesome," and like just walked away. It was like all we had to say was Cigars for Warriors, and this we just celebrated 21 years, and we've supported them for over a decade now, and that's how much they mean to us. So I was delighted that you guys wanted to do this, that give us the opportunity to support it and really help the drive, help the people want to give. So thank you very much for giving us the opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for the sponsorship, man. So does Paul come down for your event?
No, we get two other guys. I only see Paul at the trade shows.
I've seen more of Paul than I have anybody. Like we
really,
saw him at NFG, we see him at the
Texas,
trade show,
Louisiana. He comes to everything.
We get
maybe he's regional down there or something.
Yeah, there's a gentleman on Facebook called Rev Java. His name's Ryan. But Rev is kind of our point person for Cigars for Warriors, and he does such a phenomenal job. Just an incredible human being. He is pastor and loves coffee. Rev Java, obviously, but just a great human being. And he is the kind of person, and I'm sure the ones you guys met, they're all the same cut of person. They all care. They will do what it takes to be successful, so that our people who give more than the most American, right? They signed up. They're serving. They're struggling. They need that relaxation. They're there for those guys, and I'm glad we can play a small part in it. It's pretty much where we're at with it.
And that's how we feel. Everybody's a good team player. I actually have never asked him if this just happens to be his home region or not, or if he just almost every event where CFW's been at down in the South he's been to. It's where I met him in person. Yeah. And he was the first one I emailed when we had this idea years ago, and I was like, "Hey, can we do this? Is this cool?" And but then Elena, she is like our social media friend. Every time I tag CFW, she's resharing it for us.
That's awesome.
And of course, Storm is just a badass force as a person anyway.
Oh my God, isn't he amazing, man?
Dude, he finally got to meet him several years ago. The first couple years we did this, we had talked, and I hadn't had the chance to meet him. I finally met him. I was like, "Dude, you're top notch, man." So they just, all those people, like he said, cut from the same cloth. They have one goal in mind, and it's just it's a great organization to be a part of, and I'm glad we just get a small bit of it,
Agreed. Yeah.
I haven't checked the recent update, but if they keep a tally on their website of how many cigars that they have donated since they started this program, and if it hasn't hit 2 million, it's really close, because the last update we checked, I think, was 1.7 or 1.8.
Yep.
And that was several months ago.
So that's just and I agree with Gil saying Storm's the man. He is. And I don't know, it's just something. Think of all those donations, right? Because they're not I'm sure there's individuals in CFW who are also supporting, but like, they're not buying these cigars themselves. Most of them are coming from donations from people doing this or dropping them at the retail box or whatever.
Well, and here I'm going to say this too. Thanks to you, Pat, because I know it has to be an absolute just cluster when you're taking all that stuff in, and you have to keep it humidified as it's coming in for 2 months. You got last year we had 1,000 cigars.
Yeah.
So where's Pat keep an extra 1,000 cigars? And
I literally have separate humidified containers with its own dedicated hygrometer in my Govy app that is specifically for the CFW storage. So,
but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work for you. So
we all
thank
appreciate
you for doing that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because I don't want to do it. Don't send them to me.
It's like a fun little Tetris game. When I get all these in, and I package them up as best I can to keep them humidified, and then I'm playing Tetris to get them in however big of a box. And the box last time was, massive.
It was huge.
Coming from a little online group like we are, it was.
And just to remind everybody too, like I have been for the past 2 or 3 drives, I buy some lighters and cutters too. So because they don't have a lot of that stuff over there, and you can buy a dozen cutters for $12 or $13, and they're actually pretty nice. I pulled them out of the pack, and I was like,
they're like Rego. They were like Rego brand, which I went down and I went and got some Rego cutters or something like that.
Well, I think if you go to a B&M, they'll sell you that cutter for $5 is what but it's $1.
Yeah.
So,
right. And I will say, I said that you get an entry in the giveaway if you give cigars or cash, but we also count accessories as items. So if you give accessories, that still gets you entry. So don't think that doesn't help, because just the only thing that they ask is don't put fuel in it before you ship it. That's
put
shipping
fuel
thing.
in them. Yeah, just buy them empty and ship them.
Yep. So it's getting. Anyway, that's just the shipping thing. I won't get into the logistics of that, but accessories and stuff count. So they obviously you need that. It might be the least need because you still have your teeth in a match. However, if you can have good accessories, it makes the experience more enjoyable if they're not able to get those. So
that it does. Does.
For sure. The Amazon is the place for that stuff. You can get it relatively cheap.
So
it all matters.
So the logistics side behind this, if you are watching and you have not done this and you want to, because we don't have a brick and mortar to ship to, all you got to do is message any one of us and we will tell you where to send those to. You can either ship the cigars and I keep them like Chad just referenced, or we've had people do this in the past. You can send us money and tell me, do you want us to use that for cash to go straight to them for shipping, or do you want me to get cigars on your behalf? We'll do whatever you want to do with those funds. It is still coming from you, and it is posted like you just handed me the cigars in person. So it's still coming from you. Reach out to any one of us and ask us more details on how to do that. We'll gladly tell you. And the drive goes till the end of July, and then our summer drive, and we'll pack everything up. So
we should throw up like a Cash App or Zelle QR code.
That's actually not a bad idea, because
it's actually a really good idea.
I do have I use my PayPal or Venmo for anybody that wants to send that way. So it's not a bad idea.
Yeah. And I'll throw mine up there if anybody wants to give me donations.
Well, I would like the people to believe that they can trust you. I know they can. So you can give those to any one of us and we'll get it taken care of. So
I love it.
Gil just checked for us, and the update is at 1.7. So I would like to think it's probably more than that, because I don't know how often they update their website, because we did talk about this several months ago, and I think that's the number that we stated then. So it's obviously going up, and periodically they update that number on the site, but
still not enough.
Still not enough. No. And a quick shout out here to our friend Bill Thomas, who said he just ordered his Queen's Pearl tier. So
love it.
See, I told you we're going to be on the live, and when we get done, they're going to be sold out.
Did you order it from James, Bill?
Yeah, I have my do not disturb on, so I can't see if anybody is ordering to tell you what the quantities look like.
Just deny the sales until we get ours.
It'll be sold out by the time we get off the show.
I know what I'm doing as soon as we're done on live. I can tell you that much.
If not, we know enough people. I think we can get some to you guys.
Yeah, I think we do.
I think Chad knows some people.
I'll send Nicole a DM.
Yeah, Bill said, of course. So good
stuff.
Thank
you very much, Bill.
Thank you for supporting, Bill.
And you mentioned PCA, and this was my first time getting to finally go. The last several years since I learned about PCA, it's just happened to fall on my work weekend. And most people by now know that I'm a police officer in Louisiana, and so my schedule alternates, and it's just been bad luck of the draw. I almost thought I was going to get to sneak down there to New Orleans last year for a day, and it just didn't happen. Luckily, I was able to go for 3 days this time. Chad got to go. Justin's kind of the same boat as me. He's had issues.
Clearly I have issues, but yeah.
Bill, just to clarify, are you asking what website Bill asked them from, or are you asking a different question? Because if you're
BL Luxuries.
BL Luxuries.
BL Luxuries.
.com.
I may not, YouTube hates when we say it, but in this case, I don't care because we love it. It is BL Luxuries.
Well, he's from BL Luxuries, so
he is. I'm just not posting the link, so we're gonna do that.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want. I think.
Say it.
I don't think you can say it anymore. Genuinely, I think they have like the AI filter. I mean, it's before AI, but they have the filters where they scrub the text now.
It turns it into a transcript behind the screens, and they're scrubbing it. So it's a little dicey, but it is what it is. But at PCA, well, I'll say this before I get on this. If you've noticed, and I've talked to other media guys, if you to go look up our numbers of people watching the show, it's gone down since they started that scrubbing, because now people have to like manually share it. It doesn't show up. Anything tobacco related does not show up in the natural searches. So, you know, word of mouth. So if y'all are watching
Lost my lighter.
out. But PCA, my first time getting to go.
Congrats, by the way.
It was fantastic, and a huge, massive shout out to Nicole and Marcel, who brought me along as part of the ADV team. Yeah, those babies right there. And
ADV,
so
baby.
I worked the booth with them a little bit, and then they let me go be free and enjoy the show. So it was nice that they allowed me to do some of both. Chad got to do that with them last year. He went with Ronnie Secreto this year and helped him out. So we both got to be there helping people that we know and trust. But we have become, and it's just like we're friends with Apostate, we're friends with ADV, but ADV has taken us in like family. And why, I really don't know. It's just the kind of people they are.
I mean, I asked and they couldn't answer it either.
It just is, man. I mean, it's just, we met Henderson naturally. Justin met him. I met him in a couple events. Chad got to meet him, and then that expanded, getting to meet Nicole and Marcel, and just, you can tell why they work so well together. They're just family-oriented people. So, but the reason I bring up PCA with you specifically is because I knew you're going to be there, so we were playing phone tag, trying to find each other, and you just said screw it and came to the ADV booth. So I went back, met you, and a couple-minute conversation ended up being damn near an hour, and you were like, sorry, I got to go to an interview or whatever it was you had. I think an appointment at another booth. And we talked as long as you were able to. And one, it showcases the friendship that we have built since, we met you, and which I think is solid in its own regard. But it spurred some conversations that we just talked about that goes into the industry of how friendliness and professionalism are the core of what this industry is and how you build these bonds with people. And yes, there's a business side, like especially in your case, you're obviously here to make money. It is your livelihood, your income stream, it's your business, but it's a very enjoyable one if done the right way. So
so I'm going to cut you off real quick, right? I tell people this all the time, right? I'm usually, I don't mean it negatively, I'm tough to get a hold of at the trade show, because my first year, Nick was like, here's how we operate at PCA. We will work really, really hard for 72 plus hours. We will wake up early. We will go to bed late, because we only get X amount of face time with these people to really build relationships. It's not about, we work on the deals, but you really want to know who you're dealing with. And so I always apologize, because there's a lot of people that find their way there that I don't get to meet, or I don't get to spend enough time with, because it's every half hour we have an appointment for all 3 days we're there. We stay for the full thing. And it's tough, right? Because I really do miss being able to like sit down with, if I wish, Pat, you and I could have had like a dinner together, but schedules didn't work, but that's how I view the trade show, right? You're right. It is a business, right? We offer deals consistently, the discounts, the club discount throughout the year, and you can only stay profitable if you're doing it the right way on behind the scenes at the trade show. But at the end of the day, there are a lot of cigars out there. You guys know this. There's a lot of brands out there. I really want to know who's behind the brands, right? I want to know, and Henderson, Nicole, and Marcel are kind of example 101 for me. It's not really talked about. Hey, Scafey, what's up, bud? Like Henderson's family's lineage in the Dominican Republic is really second to none. His father is absolutely incredible. His brother is absolutely incredible. And if you're just looking at his name and you're not like connecting the dots, you don't really understand where he's coming from. So you're like, oh, here's just a young guy trying to make it, but you don't understand the pedigree that he's grown up around since he was a baby, right? Then you look at Nicole and Marcel, and they're like, who are these? One's an American, one's a Swiss. Who are these people, right? Then you look into Nicole's professional background and all that she has done, and the talent and the caliber of people she has been around, and you're like, okay, this explains why their packaging is on a different level, their marketing is on a different level. Before you even touch their blends that Henderson just crushes. Then you look at Marcel, whose family is really, really successful in the wine industry abroad, and you understand that network and the relationships he has, and you're like, oh, these are not fly-by-night people. They're not they're not just buying stuff left over from a factory. They're not just doing this to try to take money from people. Like Henderson's family name is kind of on the line here, right? Even though he's his own man, he does what he does.
Still got the last name.
Yeah, and it's like you look at the three of them and you're like, I really believe it. And this is how I left after the first time I met all three of them. I really believe in this company. I understand they may not be an overnight success, and it may take 10 years for, I don't know, 600 lounges across America to really understand the value that Adventura brings to their humidor. But I'm very proud that we have been an elite account since day one. That we have seen what they do really, really well and who they are as people. Like, that's the value of a successful PCA for me, man. Chad's flag is killing me right now. My ADHD is like tweaking.
It's a live show. It's a live show.
It's a live show. I know. Not enough.
We do it live.
But like that's what PCA is for me. It's less about like what deal are they going to give me. It's who are the people behind this brand, right? Same with the Apostate. I love and I know the value of Hochi's factory in the Dominican, Tabacalera Palma, right? That factory makes Matilde, makes La Galera, makes Apostate, and a number of other brands, Sans Parai. That factory is a quiet monster. Just an absolute dynamite of a monster if you love Dominican cigars. You're like, oh, shit. This factory is amazing. And here's two guys. Really cool origin story. Like, you know, like if this was Marvel, they're definitely in the category for running of characters you should focus on. How they found themselves, where they're at in life, and who they're producing cigars with. I was like, this is awesome. These guys are real. This is legit. This brand is another brand I want to value or invest in. I want to partner with. I want to believe in. And none of that has to do with how much money we're going to give them to bring their stuff onto our shelves or our site. To me, that's the value of PCA. That's why we stay busy. So that's why I felt bad, Pat, that I did not have as much time to give you as I wanted to give you.
Well, I was blessed because I knew that you were going to be busy. And I fully expected to be able to sneak in one of these like flyby, hey, bro hug, hey, I got to go type of moments. And I just...
That's more of what we had.
Yeah, I mean, it really is.
That's my fault, by the way.
I just got lucky that I caught you between appointments. Like,
I missed one. I'm not going to lie. I pushed one back, and I was like, I'm going to find you tomorrow so I can spend time with you, Pat. Because
that's badass. I didn't know that.
It is what it is, right? But like, I wanted to give you time, and even though Chad and I think we were in the same Airbnb, like we didn't see each other.
No, I was in the hotel.
Were you
at Hilton Riverside?
Oh, okay. Because I know I saw Ronnie at the Airbnb and all those guys. So
that's right.
Or not
he stayed down there by himself. Like that was weird. Heather stayed in the hotel. I stayed in the hotel. Craig stayed in the hotel. Yeah, so we were all down at Hilton Riverside, which I like that place.
Well, Pat, let me kind of like ask you the questions then, man. So Chad, you've been there twice. Justin, you obviously haven't been there, but you are close enough to these guys that I know you heard all the stories. They've talked to you, so you have probably more information than most.
Yeah.
Pat, how was your first PCA? What shocked you? What stood out to you?
So the shock, I'll start there. Even with Chad giving me a buffer and trying to give me a heads up on what to expect at the layout, I don't think it would have been possible for him to thoroughly explain genuinely the massive size and overwhelming sense you get when you walk through those doors.
It's overwhelming for sure.
It
is. I don't care how you do it. I mean, you walk in and I kind of started feeling this way because you get the PCA app and it has the layout and I look at it and I was trying to figure out where people that I wanted to see was like, oh my God. And
you're Charlie that walked into the chocolate factory. You're just looking around and everything is smokable.
Yeah,
it's nuts, man.
It was cool from a nerdy technical side to see what people have done with their booths and their place, but like it's physically, at least I believe it's physically impossible to see every booth in that window. I feel it's just massive. I mean, what it was like a third of New Orleans Convention Center space, which in any other convention center would seem small, but New Orleans is one of the biggest in the country. And it just kept going. And So the shock value was just the amount of people, brands, booth, products that's there, that if you love this industry, you kind of get wrapped up in. But the thing that I loved the most was that every person that I did get to talk to, whether it was somebody that I already knew, they'd been on the show, or we just ran by and was meeting for the first time, does their best, with the exception of like maybe 2 people the entire show. Everybody else treated you like you were their new best friend. The response that you get from people when we tell them straight up, hey, I have no idea who you are. Instead of getting like butter, oh, you don't know who I am? I've been in business for 15 years. They could pull that card. They did. And they're like, hey, welcome. This is what we got. So the potential for relationships and friends, which is kind of why I started all this, is phenomenal. And we met a few new people that now we've become friendly with as well, because it's, even though it's such a big show, I've been to a lot of events, a lot of trade shows and a lot of flea markets and a lot of concerts that don't have the vibe of, this is still kind of like a massive, big ass family.
Yeah.
So even though it was overwhelming, it was also very comforting in the weirdest way that I never expected. So
I love it.
First experience was absolutely phenomenal. And I'm hoping my schedule works accordingly, where I can, even though I may not make it every year, where I can start kind of coming to these routinely, because it's fantastic, man. I don't really know of a better word.
Yeah, I definitely want to go. As much as you guys talk about it, I definitely want to go one year.
Yeah.
So, James, did you guys pick up any new brands at PCA this year, or was it more just?
Good question.
So I don't think we officially opened any new accounts at the trade show. Part of it was a little dual purpose, trying to read the landscape of the cigar industry. But also we built a brand new humidor at our brick and mortar to celebrate our 21 years. And we did it, because ideally, the perfect time to do it is right before PCA, which is when we did it. And then we redid our entire lounge as well. So we have a brand new lounge. We have a brand new walk-in humidor at the store. And I didn't necessarily have my due diligence ready to go on new brands, but we talked to a couple. But we officially did not bring anybody new in, just because I'm still prioritizing and figuring out how I want the humidor to look at our walk-in. And ultimately, if I'm being honest, when I look at all the brands we do business with and curate and we love and all that fun stuff, they have a lot of new stuff coming out, right? Dunbarton alone has, I think, 12 to 13 new SKUs coming out.
You only have so much shelf space, right?
Yeah.
You carry a lot of brands for sure.
Well, it's quality over quantity too.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't want to say, yes, I mean, you're not wrong, Justin, because I don't want other brands we don't carry to see that and think I'm poo-pooing on them. Yeah. The reality is I only have X amount of shelf space, and because one of our things for our online is, if it's on our online store, it's in our brick and mortar, and vice versa. So our brick and mortar is also our online store. And I really want to stay true to that, where you walk in and you could see all the inventory and have fun that way. And you're not like, oh, I'm looking for this. I appreciate that, Scaife. Yeah. And we're really happy with how it turned out. There's still a couple things we're finishing up on. So I have pins in a couple conversations with people. I was like, hey, give me 90 days to kind of figure this out. What am I going to do here? I brought back a brand that we had kind of stopped selling for about 2-3 years. So I guess that's technically new, and that's Roma Craft. I really like what Skip and Mike are doing right now.
Roma Craft.
Man, they've had some hits here lately. Ooh.
Yeah, and I'm sad we missed the boat on it when we weren't selling them. But it's all good. But I was looking at price point, right? And quality. Yeah. I think they are putting a lot of stuff on the market that's $12 and under. That's really punching above the weight class. But then, there's brands like Chateau d'Adam, which we brought in last year, which at that time, they only had one cigar for the United States market. Well, this year they have a second cigar. So it's that brand is going to keep growing with us. Apostate has the new sizes. They added 2 new lines last year. Adventura's coming out finally, right, with their new one. So it's and I don't hide from it, right? We do well with Drew Estate. We do well with the General, the Autatus of the world. So there's new H. Upmans every day. Stolen Throne is continuing to grow for us. Warped is growing. So it's I just chose to kind of double down on the relationships that we had, and just be honest with people. Be like, hey, I'll circle back. Give me a little bit of time, but probably not. So that's a long answer to your question. Is no, we didn't open any new accounts for the first time ever.
Yeah. So speaking of Romacraft, just so everybody knows, if you haven't tried Mastranza,
Oh my God,
it's one
amazing!
of the best cigars you can buy for 10, $11. It's crazy good.
And you talk about, I think, Chad,
Crazy
because
good.
I'd had some Romacraft, but I don't even remember why. I think somebody had told me, like, this is a mistake that I even tell people not to do, and I did it myself. Somebody said, man, it's not my jam. And I was like, oh, it's probably a fluff. I tell people not to do that, and I did it. And Chad was like, you're an idiot. You need to smoke this. And he sent me one because I was like, whatever. And he sent me one in a tray, and I was like, God, I'm an idiot. Like, and now talk about your short ones. Yes, the Toro version is good, but their little one is one that
money.
I get. It's money, and I put
Is that
that in that little.
Baca? The Baca that I sent
No,
you?
the Mastranza, like still in
Okay.
that, but they have that short size. I forget.
Is that with
they,
a yellow band?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mastranza's yellow.
I'm going to be the oddball out. I wasn't a fan.
Well, you need to try it again because it's a great
I've
cigar.
had it 3 times.
Okay.
Well, then we don't like you. Where's the exit him out of the show? The delete button.
I'm not going to use my finger. I'll use my poker.
Delete.
That's how
wow. Damn.
We don't play games here.
The 3 best. Oh, now it's the 4.
But yeah, it's one of those short ones. Like, and the Baca is a good one too.
The Baca is fire. I love the Baca.
You know what? Actually, for the shorties, those are the 2 that I think I do bounce between with Roma. But I mean, they do have a good line, and I learned about the line because of NFG at Underground in Fort Worth because they come there. But some of the specifics, Chad kind of pushed me as like, dude, you actually need to try this. So, which I've said a few times, which this is why we like this, because there's been some things that I introduced to Chad, and there's been some damn good things that Chad's made me try. And I was like, man, I was an idiot for not doing this before.
But Chad has opened my world up to Dominican for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. Our selection of Dominican has grown more than I realized. I kind of like did a quick analysis. I was like, oh crap, because we love our store. Our customers love LFD. I don't know why. I mean, it's really good product. Don't get me wrong, but it's an older brand. I don't think it's as sexy as some of the other ones, but it's very consistent. And I was looking the other day. I was like, shit, we added 20 new LFD facings last year. 20 is a lot.
That is a lot.
So that's like I said, we didn't bring anybody new in because it's like, I don't know. We looked at EGM. I spent some time with them. We brought in HDA a year ago after the trade show. So I love those guys. They do, Zach and Andre, just incredible people. I love their mission and what they're trying to do there. So it's like we pick up.
They're both veterans, right?
Yep, they are. Yeah, so we pick them up like throughout the year. I guess is should have been my answer.
No,
so I want to get back to the drive. Can we throw up that picture again, Pat?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Then there's Ohana, right? And whenever they drop their new stuff.
That's what I want to talk about, because the people that are watching, they need to know the 2 packs in the center. Both of those, the Connecticut and the Maduro, are so absolutely flavorful. Like the Connecticut is extremely smooth. The Maduro is what the name says. It is a toasted marshmallow with cocoa, graham cracker, all that. The Connecticut has the graham cracker and the vanilla and the marshmallow just without the chocolate. They're phenomenal cigars. The Maca, those are great cigars. But I just wanted to go back to that to show people like this is what you're getting when you contribute to donating to CFW.
Indeed,
and it's worth every penny.
Well, and they're limited edition drops, right? As you guys know, these aren't available all the time. Every year, there's a new package. He tweaks the blend a little bit, and then every year is a really cool hand, and he draws those, right? That's his art.
And that's a sticker, by the way, for the sticker horse.
Yeah, you get a sticker. Yep.
So it's a really cool concept because Justin. So I was like, I didn't believe it at first. They're like, oh, you're gonna taste marshmallow. I was like, all right, cool, man. I've heard this story. Cool,
yeah,
whatever.
I said the same thing.
And I was like, oh shit. I am wrong. I stand corrected.
More on a stick.
Yeah. So it's an underrated product.
It is.
Agreed. And for this time of year, being at the summer CFW drive, those short little 44.4s are fantastic for when it gets hot or when you're driving home. It's the perfect cigar. Another thing, since I wasn't able to make it on the first one that you were on, I always ask this question. Pat and
Okay.
Chad know what's going to happen.
No.
What is your first cigar you ever had, and what's the first cigar that made you fall in love with cigars?
Yeah, this is really easy. So I've said it a couple times. I don't do a lot of these, so it's not like it's out there. I'm not Steve Saka on these things all the time. I don't know how that man has time to do all these.
I don't either.
And make killer blends at the same time. But my first cigar, Rocky Patel Edge Sumatra with my dad.
Okay.
To this day, I still smoke it. Right. And kind of quick tangent. That's why I mess with Lore cigars, man. I love what he is doing. Lou is doing with that line because that connection to family, right? His dad is such a big influence on him. Some of the cigars are named after his wife, his daughter, other family members. I really like that a lot because it's like a really cool way to pay homage to the family and all the people around him who have helped him, which is great. And then the cigar I fell in love with, and this is the first time I met Henderson. This was the topic of conversation with us. It was Caldwell's Long Live the King, Mad Mofo.
Yeah, we've had that conversation with him.
So I was like, that's what I was smoking because Dominican time is a real thing. If you've never been around Dominicans, it's real. They are never on time.
Mañana.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm Dominican.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, for sure. I was today.
So Henderson and the rep Adrian, they were supposed to be here like an hour before. I was like, whatever, fuck it, I'm just gonna smoke this cigar. And he's just like staring at that cigar. He's like, you like it? I was like, I do like it. He goes, yeah, my family. And that's like, it opened the conversation, the floodgates. I was like, okay, my man. And that's like what really sold me on the brand initially. And that's before I met Nicole and Marcel then too. But yeah, those are the two cigars, man. Like to this day, I still keep a really, really good stock of Caldwell Long Live the King Mad Mofo 6x54s. It's my jam. I love it. Even after Caldwell sold the company and he's still doing what he's doing there. But, people say it's not the same. That's my emotional attachment cigar.
Yeah, I love Caldwell. Caldwell,
talking about
is dead, Mad Mofo, it's all good.
We didn't, and I agree, Caldwell's definitely got some consistencies, but I don't think we realized when we had Hendo on the show with us, we didn't realize his longevity with the Caldwell and how much blending he had done with them in the past, even before ADV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he made the Mad Mofo,
all over it.
Right. Hey,
They've
here's a
done stuff
question,
with
James.
Room 101, Caldwell, everybody.
Yep.
I don't know the answer to this. Ray had said that he's looking at the website now, which is awesome. But Gil asked if you do any Leo discounts. And I know you have the discount with the Cigar of the Month Club, but I've never asked you any other question.
Yeah, we don't currently. Just because I don't have a mechanism to submit documentation or proof. Yeah.
Hey, Gil, if you get the Cigar of the Month Club, you get a discount.
Well, what I was going to say is you do right. That's the best discount we offer. It's 20% if you join. But Gil, I believe we are Facebook friends. Obviously, I know you or know of you. I don't think we've actually ever talked. But if you just send me a private message, I will send you a coupon code to use that you can apply to your order for that. I don't know. I struggle with, like I said, I struggle with the support behind the scenes for that one, how to make sure it's accurate and
verify, right?
Yeah.
Gil was with us at PCA too.
Can't blame you on that.
Yeah, I've seen him at a couple different spots. I've just never, like I said, I've never stopped and said hi because it's kind of also weird. Like, hey, I know who you are. We're Facebook friends, kind of situation.
Just look for a bald guy with Bluetooth in his ear. You'll recognize him every time.
Always.
I love it.
And it's easier to do.
Love you, Gil.
Thank you, Gil.
It's easy to do like those type of discounts in person.
100%.
It's tough to do it online because you need either the ID me or the .gov if you're going to actually verify it. So it is a little tricky. I do understand that.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's on a list on my desk. I need to figure out. I just haven't committed the time to it. I probably should get around to that now that I say it out loud.
For Justin, I'm sorry. That's how you know a friendship right there, man.
Right. I love it.
But I do like the if you and I didn't realize this till after I joined the club, but yeah, you get that if you're a member of your Cigar of the Month Club, you get a code in the mail that comes that gets you that 20% off as long as you're a member of the club. So
which just makes the value of the Cigar of the Month Club that much better.
It does.
You get that much of your money back.
Yeah, like I said,
And I don't
I'm
know
not
any
the only.
company that does that.
No, there's plenty of them that do it. We're not unique
Especially
in
if you're a
that.
box buyer, I mean, like that's the
Yeah.
That's
thing. If you're a
true.
box buyer, you're gonna get your money back in a hurry.
Yes, it's choose my words here. It's something that James does to create loyalty, and we understand that, we respect it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just a huge fan. I can count on one hand the shops that I buy from routinely, right? But my number one is BL Luxuries. It's been that way before I knew who James was, and that's how we found him, because I started emailing him some stuff, and I was like, dude, what the hell? And there's something I haven't talked about BL Luxuries that is how I found out about you guys. We talked about when you're here on the first show, and that's your blind buys that you do.
Yeah.
And to explain this, one, I didn't know who your site was. And I'm from Louisiana, so I didn't know your brick and mortar, obviously, because I haven't been up in PA God knows how long. Marine Corps time. That was Marine Corps times. I had a buddy up there. It's been a hot minute. But there's a guy, he's in the Hollow Down group, but he threw me I met him in a different group before we had started this. So this is years ago. And he was talking about a blind buy, and I was like, man, that feels gimmicky, just because I didn't know. And he's like, check this out. And he sent me like this insanely long Reddit thread of people commenting, throwing kudos, saying how badass this was. And I'm like, okay, there's this many people. And what I like about your blind buys, it's like your way of being your personal tobacconist through the web.
That's it. I mean, we talked about it on the last show, and you just summarized it perfectly, right? To me, it's not about standing out. It's about doing right. If you were to walk into the store, how would I treat you, right? Mm-hmm. You walk in the new humidor, I can help you, but I can't do that online per se. So, that's my way of like, have you tried this? Have you thought about this? Blah, blah, blah. So that's why they exist, and I love it. Like, once again, other people do them too. I just love the concept of it, right? I want to be able to treat you like, Chad's all the way up north where it's cold, right? But I want to be able to
hot and humid.
Yeah, you said it's 95 in your garage right now. That sounds terrible.
It sucks down here right now.
Yeah, it's just my way of, if you were to walk in, here's how I would treat you, right? Here's what I would recommend. Here's some of the things I'd have you look at, all that fun jazz. So you summarized it perfectly.
And you still have good value in it, because it's like, and this is rough math because I know it's not this clean, but like it feels like from the consumer standpoint that it's almost like a 50% off thing, because you'll have like, $50 blind buy for $100 retail value of cigars. So you're also giving, I've learned a lot of sticks that I would not have tried otherwise, because every once in a while I'll get bored and I'll just go grab a blind buy and see what you throw in there. And I've learned some new things that way, but you're also giving a value return in case you don't like a cigar. So it's kind of built in that way anyway.
Well, I think, right, so some of it, and I hate saying other websites' names, but there's a big website in our industry right now that is kind of the pain in the butt to everybody. And because they are just bastardizing prices left and right, and they are driving everything.
We all know.
And so it's like, how do I still compete and be successful and be able to feed my kids and buy my son his damn baseball bat every season that he wants, right? So as a business, how do I still, do what I need to do when this other this other site is growing exponentially? And listen, I don't hate the hustle. Good for him. They have figured it out. It is working, and you'll never hear me disrespect the hustle when somebody's figured out how to make a name by doing something different. So good for them. First off, it sucks though. Just cards on the table.
Right.
But so I need to make sure I have a value added, right? You're going to get premiums off our shelf that are humidified correctly. They're not in a massive warehouse just sitting around. You're going to get the experience as if you walked in, you were talking to me for 30 minutes in our humidor. And then, like you said, I know that maybe Ronnie might be the only one, because he's the perfect tobacconist. I love you, Ronnie. But the reality is I'm going to miss, right? All the tobacconists, we all miss, no matter how good we are. You take the classes, Tobacconist University, or you pay attention. There's just going to be some cigars that don't hit, right? Because it depends on, are you by yourself or are you with a group smoking when you try it? Are you drinking a bourbon versus a wine versus a tequila? Are you inside? Are you outside? Have you just finished a 3-course steak meal, or have you just finished gas station sushi? Right?
Right.
All those
Yeah, we
factors
talked to
go into
Ronnie about that. Set and
Prep
setting.
food. Yeah.
yeah, and so it's like those things all go into play. So I rarely ask like, what are you smoking that you liked? I'll get there, but I tend to start with, what are you going to be doing when you want this cigar? That's where I
Yeah.
want to start. Like, are you going to be like me? My best cigars come usually after my son's baseball game, where I get to be proud dad for a minute. At the end of the night, he's all smiles because he had a great game. Whether his team won or lost, he's happy because he did well or he worked on something that he's been trying to. That's usually when I get my best cigar experience, because as a father, I feel like I've done something right in that moment.
Yeah.
Right? Or
Good point.
yeah, or hanging out with Pat, like that cigar after Pat. I know my taste buds weren't burnt and gone, but
Oh, yeah.
like that first cigar after talking to Pat was like, oh, I remember talking to Pat at the ADV booth. Similarities on how we view Henderson, Nicole, and Marcel.
Mhm.
So it's like, to me, that's the experience that a cigar can give you, rather than, oh man, this is just great nicotine.
Right.
Yeah, I smoke
Right.
all my best smokes when I hang out or at events. Like when we went to NFG, I smoked all Opus X's. I smokes that I don't normally get. I just happened to come across them, and I smoked all of them in one day. I said, "Fuck it, I'm going to smoke all the good stuff."
Yeah.
Just so I remember that day. I'm like, man, I smoked that cigar with Chad. Chad was smoking the same cigar. Like, it's just good memories. Set and setting
Yeah.
is huge, and
Yeah,
time frame. Time frame is probably one of the most biggest things. You got to
It
have the
really
time
is.
for the cigar you're smoking.
Justin's
It-
kind of saying it, but there's two things that we reference on this show between you and Ronnie, and they go hand in hand. Where Justin references set and setting specifically after we talked to Ronnie, and Ronnie brought up the "what have you eaten today?" Like you kind of just threw it,
Yeah.
and we talk about that aspect of it and how it affects your palate. But the one that we pull from you is, and we reference this is when you ask, "What are you about to be doing?"
Yep.
It's like some people will, but it's like you're not going to go. Most people are not going to want to go smoke that $100 unicorn while they're mowing the grass, because you're not going to really enjoy it. And then your social setting's different. Like you talked
Yeah.
about, am I here because I'm relaxing, enjoying the cigar, or am I here because I'm really focusing on the conversation where I'm not going to be focusing on the cigar?
Yeah.
So that changes too. So, and you put those two together and you end up with the entire set and setting that Justin now
Yeah.
culminates with those conversations of what are you doing? Who are you doing it with? What's on your mind? Are you paying attention to the cigar? Are you paying attention to the people? What's your priority? Because this is an experience, and that changes what you're pulling out of the cigar and what you're enjoying and not enjoying, whatever. It becomes a big package deal. That's not just as simple as, hey, what's the blend of that cigar?
It really.
And then you throw in the one extra adage that me and Chad did not ever think about until Henderson, since it's kind of, I would have mentioned him anyway, but here we are. He talked about regional humidity.
Correct.
And me
100%.
and Chad have had things where we're smoking the same cigar and we are completely disagreeing on a note, and it's just blowing our mind. And then he's like, well, yeah, your humidity is different. So that's
That blew my mind when I found that out.
And to the point that he even said that when he's trialing a new blend, he travels with it to see how it smokes in different areas. And I don't know why we hadn't thought about that. So that goes into the package as well.
I mean, that's one of the things they talk about at PCA out in Vegas, right, versus New Orleans. And in my first year, it took me a minute to figure out. So for certain samples, I would always ask for 2. One to smoke there, usually the next morning, clean palate, best possible, and then one to bring back to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, so that when when the brick and mortar customers come in, they're going to have a very similar experience. Or then if I'm mailing it out, I can hopefully be similar to that experience based on where they live. But I mean, early on when I got into it, like I wasn't joking when I said I love Ronnie. Right? Ronnie's a wealth of information. He's definitely an aspirational guy. Right? I would love to have a quarter of his knowledge, but the way he talks about food and beverage pairing, or he has, is really well done. I think he's one of the best to talk about it in that situation.
Yeah, he's taught me to always equate everything to, like, even tasting notes down to he said keep it simple and just compare it to food. Doesn't have to be spices and just food. food in general. Is it, is it a strawberry? Is it whatever? But he said that keeping it basic like that helps, people when they're starting to develop their palates. That's what he tells people.
No, but it's true. It's real because that's the easiest identifiable. I mean, I know we want to romanticize the cigar industry and it's roasted peppercorn
cardamom and
yeah. Like we all know that some of that's just fluff and marketing 101, and that's fine. That's fine. But outside of the toasted marshmallow, that's the only one that's actually ever come close to living up to its name when it comes
Tommy
to food.
Hall. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Tommy?
What's up, Tommy?
What's up?
And it's Chad referenced this, but I don't remember if somebody said it on the show with us or not, or if it was just something we were talking about. But we reference food because it's easy for your memory, right?
Right.
I'm not naive enough to say when I pull out a cigar that's got notes of cocoa to say that they slipped in a bit of Hershey's chocolate in the blend.
Right.
But it hits something on your palate and your taste buds that reminds you of when you had that cocoa bit, right?
Yep.
We had a show Chad talked about. It was like a dry cocoa, and it reminded him of like the Hershey's dry cocoa powder.
Mm-hmm.
So it's stuff that you can correlate to what brings up a positive or flavorful memory for you, and if it's something you want to revisit or not. So food just makes it really easy because you got to eat to live. So we're all foodies at some degree at heart.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so it makes it just really easy for you to correlate both for yourself. And then when you're trying to explain to somebody else, whether you're doing a full review or you're just talking to your buddy at work, hey, this is what I get out of the cigar. I think you might like this because XYZ.
Yeah.
It's a good correlation point.
So Tommy is golfing in Scotland right now, just so you guys are
Oh
aware.
man,
Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't even golf, but that sounds amazing.
That's a tough life, man.
Living his best life.
Here's talking about this.
Yep.
Gil said, I'm glad you brought that up. I asked Tim with Oz about does regional change the cigar taste, and he said without a doubt it does. So it's a thing. And
I can't remember off the top of my head. Is it the more humidity, the spicier it is, or the less spicy? I can't remember.
The drier the cigar, the more like baking spice and stuff that you'll pick up is what.
Okay,
Henderson
and then
was
the more
telling us.
humidity, the less. Okay.
Yep.
Which is
'Cause
why there's been notes where me and Chad, and he's living up baking spots. I'm like, dude, I might get a little pepper, but I'm not getting any of this spice, and that's why.
Yeah.
I love it. What's your preferred humidity at your house?
Who you asking?
I didn't say a name. I'm just curious.
65 for me. 65.
Yeah.
I
keep mine 6. I smoke at 60 and I store at 66.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't like
right.
to smoke at 66. I like to store at 66.
Yeah,
Gil
I
said
agree.
his preferred humidity at house is none.
All right, good point.
He doesn't need
good. The cigars you store in your house of your personal collection.
Right.
He has to
66,
turn on the
67.
AC just to keep the humidity down.
Yes. So and most of the time of the year, our outside humidity is 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
So it's, I actually have, and I've got a couple electric humidors for the cigars that I need to be drier. And then I have the ones that smoke better with humidity just in the coolador because it's obviously not going to pull that humidity on, even with the Bovita packs and humidification, regulating the best as possible. But my average sits about 65. But for me, including this badass dry box that Chad got me as a gift, like it's somewhat of a dry box for me, but it's more of a regulating box.
The wet box.
Yeah, it's a wet box.
It's re-regulating it to my humidity before I light it up. So
Yeah.
And Gil does agree. He said 65% to store, but he likes to smoke it below that. So
yeah, a lot of people are doing that now. People that were 70-70 rule, that's out the window nowadays. People have realized that.
Pat and I talk about this. Storing your cigars and smoking your cigars are two different things. Long-term storage, I'm a firm believer, and you can go 68, 70 for long-term storage. But
yeah, for sure.
Nobody wants to smoke one that's 70.
No,
there's
like sponge.
There's this unwritten storage rule called the 135 rule, and it's if you add your temperature and humidity together, if it's like a 65, percent, 70-degree temperatures or 135, but that's to give you a storage moniker to keep things healthy and fresh. But your regional change is going to determine how you like to smoke it at. Can you just pull it right out and smoke it, or do you need to dry box it, or whatever the case is? So there's definitely some regional changes that affects flavor, but also your smoking preference based on how it pulls in your area. So that's a big thing too.
I agree.
Do you dry box
What about you, James?
I'm low as well. I dry box consistently. I always have at least 10 to 20 in a being dry box ready to smoke. Yeah. So I store it like 65, and then I mean I don't have the tool. I know I forget what it's called.
Hygrometer.
Humidimeter.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't have it. I'm pretty comfortable with my feel. Like I can tell when I grab a cigar where it's at, if it's going to be where I kind of wanted to smoke it. Yeah, I smoke low too. It's it's kind of a contradiction because I send 69 out with the club boxes, and then certain times a year I'll bump it up to 72 just because it's traveling. Like during the winter, it's a little colder. I'll bump it up to 72 for travel.
Yeah, that's extremely smart.
You're also taking into account the shipping and storage and UPS and FedEx trucks that you can't control. So you're trying to make sure that it gets there.
It
could be in a bag for 10 days.
Right.
Shit, man. There was one that took 5 months. It finally showed up. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like, I filed, whatever. It is what it is. Can't control them. Happy thoughts tonight.
Right.
Happy thoughts.
Yeah, so I'm pretty low, but then with the club, it's more for just can it get there safely? It's not going to crack along the way. It's going to we use pretty thick. It's like 3 millimeter. Like they're industrial food bags is what they are. And so it does a really good job of trapping the humidity, and there for that reason, just because it travels, you have to be careful with that.
I think that's the industry norm is 69. Every single package I've got from any vendor, wherever you go, it's always 69.
It's just a good middle ground for storage and transportation, and
Well, I mean, in my opinion, if it happens, worst case scenario, I'd rather my cigars dry out than develop mold. I can smoke a dry cigar and get a little bit of flavor. I'm not smoking mold. So it's best to go lower than higher.
Yeah. I find that the more if I dry box the cigar versus don't, I pick up way more flavor notes than
I agree.
With a cigar I've dry boxed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean,
which is strange when you think about it, because where they're made, the humidity is crazy. I mean, they're probably smoking at 70.
Yeah.
Well, what was it? Hendo said at one of their factories they have to keep air conditioning to bring the humidity level down.
I remember that.
Yeah. It's crazy to think about.
There's a La Isla in the Dominican. Bustos runs it. Really cool factory. They do a lot of really good stuff there. And his factory is entirely air conditioned so that there's a little more consistency amongst the leaves as they're out and about, where they're being sorted. They're ripping them.
More of a controlled environment.
Yeah, and I like, part of me was like, didn't really think about that. Like, until you walked in, I was like, oh, this feels nice. And I was like, oh shit, it's a really good way to maintain the quality of the product before it leaves. And I was like, makes sense. I get it. You're not going to have the fluctuation of it rains all of a sudden, or it's 100 degrees the next day kind of situation. I thought it was just one of those little things. It's like, okay, that's what he believes, and that's it. That's all that matters at the end of the day.
Well, that's a person that cares about their product versus just putting stuff out as fast as you can, or trying to save money.
And a little shout out. We are still talking, obviously, and so I had to light up a second cigar. And something else that BL has, Quad State. We talked about them.
Yeah,
I love those, man.
I think you have pretty much their entire run on your website at this point of what's in stock, at least. So
did you get the 8 witnesses?
We have is that the Coronas? We didn't get those.
Yeah, the little ones. Oh,
no,
bro.
So, yeah, it was
so good. All of them.
I made a business decision. How's that for an answer?
Yeah.
Shame, sir.
I know. Brandon's going to push me hard on Wednesday to bring him in, but when I looked
they're so good.
But that's what I like about the original ones is they're all different sizes, and their sizes are tied to the names and what they're meant to be when it comes to blending. So the unification of the Coronas across the board, I was like, cool, I get it. I don't like it though, because
have you smoked any of them?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, dude, they're all exactly the same flavor, if not better, in my opinion.
I know. I'm weird, man. I like the originals.
It's all right. We like weird. We like weird around here.
Yeah, like I can't tell you there's like a specific reason other than I like the originals because they're tied to the story, and I thought it's like it's same with Warped, right? Like outside of Sarto and Cocodrilla, right? They didn't really do Toros before.
Yeah.
And now they
fantastic.
do, but like the Cortos are one of my favorite cigars. It's a cool size. You know, La Colmena is what it is. It's iconic. It's a staple. The Cloud Hoppers, right? They're their own things.
Yeah.
I like those unique sizes based on what the blenders are trying to accomplish.
Right.
No, I get it. And I agree with what you were saying, the specific size and everything. I mean, if you were to compare me and Chad is the Fuente freak. I am definitely the apostate,
You're
you know,
the disciple.
yeah, the disciple. I'm a mediator on their Facebook group. Like, I'm all about it. I used to be Mormon, just to tell you that, just so you know.
Okay.
So I know the whole backstories behind each blend and all that. It speaks to me.
Are you a
Yeah,
mediator or are you a moderator? Because if you're a mediator, that means that you're
Moderator, that's what I
you're
meant.
like getting in between conflicts and solving conflicts.
I
on the page.
blame the Colonel on that one.
There you go.
Words are hard.
Colonel
Words
Sanders.
Words are hard. I'll pour me another one after that.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. We finally had it on. There you go. We've been waiting to put that one up.
I knew it was going to happen at some point.
I can't wait to get that sticker.
Yeah, when you get that sticker, let me know. I want some.
I have some. I'll send it to you. So, and I missed my chance earlier, but the other sticker that we often reference is when we do something stupid live. So.
Oh yeah, when my flag was coming down, you should have put that up.
And to the point that on our merch site, which we don't push hard, it's just for fun and it helps us cover the streaming aspect. But we've got shirts that have those on there now because we just thought they were fun.
Expect an order then.
I just thought of that. I know you support a lot of boutique brands. Have you checked out Belladama?
I haven't yet. They've been in the inbox. I haven't. I've smoked them, but I haven't done anything past that.
They're good smokes. I like them a lot.
We had Chantel on the show. We knew nothing about them.
Okay.
One of the guys that's in our group that we met, Peter. Wow,
Peter Presby.
Sorry,
Peter Presby, great guy.
Throw his name together.
Yes, Peter's awesome.
He was telling us a few things to try, and that was one he kept pushing. So he sent us some. We brought her on the show. I will tell you, we were quite surprised pleasantly with how those cigars came out, and we tried a couple more to the point that we set a couple more aside to put on the show and see if they stayed the same way.
Okay. That's good to know. Thank you.
Yeah. And I mean, you know how honest we are with our ratings. We don't throw any fluff. We either like it or we don't. And we're pretty solid on what we smoke as an introduction with them. So it might be something, even on a personal level, just seeing what you think about them. Because
she's a great person. And just to speak to their customer service, one of the cigars we were smoking kind of unraveled on me. And she was like, nope, that's not happening underneath my watch. She literally just sent all three of us a box of cigars, not a 20 count, but a box of cigars at Sanford or whatever.
Okay.
So she was just like, I'm sorry for what happened. Thank you for having me on the show. Here's some cigars. We're like, see that we appreciate that kind of detail and customer service and everything. Because we're just three dudes. I always say this. We're just three dudes smoking and we happen to press record. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. You guys know you do a good job, right? I hope people tell you that. I'm sure they do, but you guys do a really good job.
We're just having fun, though. That's the thing. People tell us all the time, but we don't. We're just shooting the shit. Having
but
fun.
You know what? You're right, James. Because we went to NFG and we had people like tapping us on the shoulder that we had no idea was, and I was like, "What's up?" And they were like, "You're from the Hollow Down." And I was like, "I'm sorry, what? Like people are recognizing us? Like this? No, this isn't happening.
It's a weird feeling, isn't it?
It is, but it's a good feeling too. And again, what Chad said, we owe it all to Pat. Pat does all the heavy lifting, all the hard work. I'm here to make people laugh and smoke and drink, so I'm more than happy to get on camera and make a fool of myself.
That's what I tell everybody. I'm just the arm candy.
Yeah,
hey, man, you bring that beautiful white beard to the show, man.
That's right.
Hey, and talking about Gil, he was watching that show when we were talking about Belladama, and he's like, "Man, screw it, I'm gonna go with what you guys are talking." He went and ordered kind of a run of them and apparently liked them too. So
he said he almost smoked the whole order of them. That's awesome, Gil.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And it is kind of cool because we try to keep things honest with our ratings. You know, I don't care whatever happens with this business. I don't care if this turns into a legitimate industry. I will never get paid for reviews. I don't care what happens because we want it to be honest. Now, you may send us stuff for review. That's not going to change anything about how we do it because we're going to be honest. And what Justin's talking about NFG, Dell and Delia Havley from Mobile Man Cigar Lounge. It's a mobile cigar lounge they have. I hadn't met him, and he turned around, and I'm waiting to talk to somebody in line. I'm just kind of waiting my turn, and he turned around. He's like, "Dude, I'm sorry." "Oh, hey, man." I was like, "Hey."
Do I know you?
He knew exactly where, and he told us that one of the cigars they put in the lounge, and people started buying because we reviewed it honestly, and they went with it. And I was like, that's kind of why we do this. I want people to know what's out there.
Chris Coulter, one of our big supporters, he was at NFG. I had no idea who he was. He was like, "Justin." I was like, "Oh, hey, what's up, man? Nice to meet you, bud." You know, it's just it's kind of cool. But back to Belladama, the fine details like we were talking about earlier. The band on it is awesome. It has the lips, it has the flash, the cards, and everything. But the cigar, there's a rose on it, and the rose is at the tip of the cigar ash. It's very nicely detailed. I noticed that while we were on the show, and everybody else got to notice. So it's
I think one of us, it might have been you, asked if there was significance, and she said, "Well, when you first light a well-constructed cigar, if you look at it, it looks like a fiery rose."
Yeah.
That was her representation of what it looked like to her. Yeah. So,
and they're not powerful, punchy cigars. They're just smooth, Dominican, very nice. I think I've had every single one except for their anniversary, but that's because I stole one from my wife. Don't tell her. She's probably watching the live right now. Love you, honey.
Yeah, because she won some, didn't she?
Yeah, she won the caption contest, right, or something like that.
Yeah.
One of the ones that we did, and Peter kind of supported and sent stuff.
That's right. Yeah. Well, no, Peter sent Ohana, which she has all those, but he also sent a pack of Belladama as a little add-on. And I was like, well, I've had Ohana. I want some of those
Melissa
Belladama.
is on the show. Stop talking.
She knows.
Stop.
I love you, honey. Don't hate me. I'll replace them, I promise.
You got caught.
The couple that smokes together stays together.
Busted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about my wife stealing my cigars.
She always knows. Don't worry, Justin.
She always knows. I love you, honey. She's in there taking care of the 3 kids, trying to make sure that they don't scream while we're doing the live. So thank you.
Well, thanks for watching, Melissa.
Yeah. Oh, she's a big supporter.
Speaking of watching the show, we do have to kind of start tailoring it down and let James go back to being an adult and hanging out with his family.
I know. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So I will say that one, we've had some great conversation updates on BL Luxuries and things that we like about BL Luxuries and why we're good supporters of your retail industry. But I think anybody watching can see on a friendship level how tight we've become with you just on a personal point, which is always a good thing. But I will rehash the main reason, the timing of why we brought James on at this point was his sponsorship for the CFW. So I don't want that to get looked over.
Yep.
And I'll throw these up one last time before we jump off.
Throw that picture up. Let's see those beauties.
So this is the package. I threw some of those stickers in there, but the cigars came from BL. You got the 2 packs of the Ohana Toasted Marshmallow, and those are both the Maduro version, and then the left-hander Hamakamaka on the side. So if you want a chance of getting these, just donate. Help us donate with our Cigars for Word drive. Everything that I get up until July 31st will go to this drive. And just to clarify, because it's happened before, if your shipment runs late and I've already sent those off, I keep them stored and they carry over to the next drive. So they don't go missing. They just go to our next one. So, but
and what was the minimum for the entry? 5?
It's low this time because we want people a chance to get in the entry. So 5 cigars, 5 items, accessories, or $25 in cash. That's the minimum. You get an entry into it. You can send as much as you want, as little as you want. That's just the mark for the entry.
My next question. Are me and Chad excluded?
Yes.
We're always. I know. I just wanted to throw it out there again.
Yeah. Show host don't count. Sorry.
And like I teased earlier, expect another drop of cigars coming for us as raffle prizes around the 1st of the month on July. So don't be afraid to get in early. Don't be afraid to support often. because there's going to be another great boutique brand that I think all three of us really enjoy. And
Mhm.
you three know you put the puzzle pieces together, and I'm sure a couple
Yep.
people did it at home too. But there will be more coming, just because you guys do an incredible job on this drive. You have for a number of years now, and I really want this to be successful because it's for a good cause, it's for great people, and it's kind of the least we can do. In today's world, is just try to be good with ourselves and help others.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we appreciate that, man.
if y'all came in late to the show and you don't know, then you can, like I said, you can send us cash. We got various ways we can do that. And you can also ship cigars. YouTube doesn't like us putting certain information online. So if you want to know how to do that, just reach out to us. You can message any one of us. You can ask a question on the show notes. I'll reach out. Or if you don't have our contacts yet, 2 ways. You can email us at thehollowdown@gmail.com, or you can find us on Facebook. It is Hollow Down Cigar Lounge. That same logo that's up there is a Facebook group. It's a private group. All it's doing is just making sure you're a human and you get accepted. So
Love it.
Help us support that. And said if and when this other package comes,
I need that lighter.
then we will just have a second drawing of whatever may or may not show up. So
that lighter might be included. I don't know yet.
I don't know.
I'm sure it will be though.
Jason Hawkins, what's up, brother?
What's up, man? So James, thanks for coming on, hanging out with us for longer than normal. It's been a damn good conversation. I know we just didn't want to shut up. So
hey, I appreciate you guys are always a good time. You know that, Pat. I've obviously talked the most to you out of the three here, but Chad, I know what you do, and I appreciate all that you have done for especially the cigar industry. Justin, thank you as well for being part of this, keeping these two, together so they can continue to be successful, and you three can do good work.
Well, we've had our
job.
conversations online, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You're a good dude, man. I'm finally glad to not meet you face to face, but virtually face to face.
It depends on the day if I'm a good dude or not. You never know.
Well, you were a good dude that
human.
day, so I'm the same way.
Yeah.
And,
Well, gentlemen, thank you. Obviously, thank you. And please support this drive, support Cigars for Warriors, support these three and their hard work, guys.
appreciate that, man. And
Absolutely.
James Garcia from BL Luxuries. Y'all go give him a shout out. Check his website out. Good stuff. And y'all out there, you know the drill. Till next time, stay safe and hollow down.